This landscape stretches far beyond what the eye can easily measure. Flat, exposed, and unforgiving, it appears almost empty at first glance. But this is not emptiness. It is one of the most active geological regions on Earth. Welcome to the Danakil Depression, a place where the planet's surface is still being shaped. The Danakil Depression lies in northeastern Ethiopia, within the Afar region. It extends toward Eritrea and Djibouti, forming part of a vast geological corridor. Much of this land sits below sea level, making it one of the lowest regions on the African continent. Its position alone makes it extraordinary. The Danakil Depression looks the way it does because Earth's crust here is thinning. Over a very long period of time, the land has stretched and sunk. As the surface lowers, heat from below moves closer to the top. What we see today is the result of deep forces shaping the land beneath our feet. The Danakil Depression is one of the hottest places on Earth. Daytime temperatures often exceed 45 degrees Celsius. In some areas, the ground itself radiates heat. Survival here depends on timing, experience, and a deep understanding of the environment. Although it appears barren, the Danakil Depression is not simply a desert. It is a dynamic system shaped by heat, salt, magma, and tectonic movement. This is not a static landscape. It is an active one. Beneath the Danakil Depression, three tectonic plates meet. The African plate, the Arabian plate, and the Somali plate are slowly pulling apart. This separation is part of the East African Rift System. It is one of the few places on Earth where continental breakup can be observed directly. This region is known as the Afar Triple Junction. Here, three rifts intersect, each pulling the crust in a different direction. Scientists study this area because it shows how continents can change shape. The Danakil Depression sits at the center of this remarkable geological setting. As the crust thins, magma rises closer to the surface. In many places, it remains just beneath the ground. This heat powers geothermal activity and influences everything from surface chemistry to terrain shape. The planet's interior is unusually accessible here. Not all volcanic activity involves explosions. In the Danakil Depression, much of the activity is quiet. Lava can flow beneath the surface. Heat escapes through fissures and vents. Change happens slowly, but continuously. Thick salt layers cover large portions of the Danakil Depression. These deposits are remnants of an ancient sea that once flooded this region. As the sea evaporated, salt was left behind, layer upon layer, preserved by extreme dryness. Heat, salt, and water interact constantly in the Danakil Depression. When groundwater reaches hot zones below, it dissolves minerals and carries them upward. As the water evaporates, new formations appear on the surface. The colors seen across the Danakil Depression are not produced by plants. They come from minerals, iron, sulfur, and other chemical compounds. Each color signals a different chemical condition. The surface of the Danakil Depression can change within days. Pools form, shift, and vanish. Salt crusts break and reform. What appears solid one day may be unstable the next. Conditions in the Danakil Depression push the limits of habitability. Extreme heat, high salinity, intense chemical exposure. These factors make long-term survival difficult, but not impossible. Scientists study this region to understand how Earth behaves under extreme stress. The Danakil Depression offers insight into tectonics, geochemistry, and planetary processes. It is a natural laboratory on a continental scale. Despite its harsh conditions, humans have lived near the Danakil Depression for centuries. The Afar people know this land intimately. Their movements, timing, and traditions are shaped by the environment. Salt from the Danakil Depression has been an essential resource for generations. It was mined by hand and transported across long distances. This trade connected isolated regions long before modern infrastructure. Survival in the Danakil Depression depends on knowledge passed through generations: when to travel, where to walk, when to stop. This understanding is not written, it is lived. Permanent settlement in much of the Danakil Depression is extremely difficult. Instead, human life here has often been mobile. Movement allows adaptation, and adaptation allows survival. The Danakil Depression offers insight into how Earth's surface behaves under extreme conditions. As tectonic plates move and heat rises, landscapes are reshaped. Observing this region helps scientists understand similar processes elsewhere on Earth. Scientists compare regions like the Danakil Depression to environments observed on other planets. Studying extreme places on Earth helps researchers interpret data from space missions. Earth provides a reference scientists use when studying other worlds. Ethiopia sits at the center of one of Earth's most important rift systems. The Danakil Depression is part of that story. It places the region at the forefront of geological and planetary research. The Danakil Depression is often described as empty or lifeless. In reality, it is active, complex, and meaningful. Its value lies not in comfort, but in what it reveals about the planet. Places like Dallol exist because of the Danakil Depression. They are connected parts of the same system. Understanding the broader landscape helps explain its most extreme features. The Danakil Depression shows how humans and Earth systems interact over time. Endurance here is not about domination. It is about learning, adaptation, and respect for limits. The Danakil Depression is not a place of ease. It is a place of transformation for the land and for those who study it. By understanding this landscape, we better understand Earth itself, and we better understand what it takes to live within challenging environments.